That's perfect.
Okay.
How are you, Michel?
I'm good. How are you?
I saw your movie. I'm great. I'm like really excited to be here.
Cool.
I saw your movie at Cannes
Yeah.
last year,
Okay.
and I love it
Thank you.
because I love Godard.
Ah, cool.
When I started watching movies, and I wanted to like pretend to be like fancy. I talk about Godard, and I didn't knew this part of his life.
Yeah.
How this story land to your hands?
Well, it's an adaptation of a book written by his ex-wife, Anne Wiazemsky, the actress who was in La Chinoise. And I'm glad because usually there's a cliche about the movie that people who love Godard don't like the movie, which is not true. I always say no, there's two parts there. People who love Godard, some of them really enjoy the movie because they have a safe relation to Godard. But the people who don't like the movie, I mean, you can just not like the movie, but some of them, because they worship Godard and they don't bear that you can make a comedy and be ironic with him in a way. And as you said, it's not such a well-known period of his life, and I think it's maybe one of the most important because it's his first major fracture in his life. He really wanted to erase everything he'd done before and create a new him. So it was very deeply revolutionary.
How do you deal when the audience don't like your movie?
It's okay. I mean, it's part of the game. You can't please everyone. So for this one, it was funny because I mean, once again, you can just watch the movie and say, okay, I don't like it, which is cool. I mean, it's normal. It happens. But some people didn't like the movie before they watch it. And I think it was, as I say, because they worship Godard. So it was for, I would say, bad reasons, like ethical reasons, but before they watch the movie, that doesn't really make sense. But I'm okay with that. It's okay. I don't really care.
But did you feel like your first movie, The Artist, you won the Oscar,
Yeah.
you won the Oscar, did you then like win the Oscar? It was pressure for you, like for your second project?
It wasn't my first movie. It was
No, I mean the first movie that people knows about you.
Yeah, I know. Well, it was, and I made a movie after The Artist.
The Search.
Yeah, exactly. And I don't really feel the pressure. It was in a way easier. When you get an Oscar, the good thing is people trust you, so they will give you money to make another movie. And also, before they say I'm a very, very bad director and I don't know my work, it's not like today. They will wait a little bit before, thanks to the Oscar, I guess. So it's not so much pressure, actually. It's rather cool, actually.
You know what I really really like about the movie is like you show Godard like a really guy with a very little patience.
Yeah.
Like he's so perfectionist in like everything he do, and you can notice something of that on his movies. But also you show him as a guy who is revolutionary.
Yeah.
That he wanted something different, not just for him, you know, for his environment. And he's coming for a really good family, like with money. Is there any relationship about his character and the ambience that you create about it, about the revolution, about what happened in France at that time?
Yes, of course. I think it's big. I think he went so far at this moment of his life because he was in a professional crisis. He was in a midlife crisis. He was in a love crisis, and he was living in a country that was in crisis itself.
Yeah, exactly.
So, and by the way, the world in '68 was in crisis. It was not just Paris. There was some riots everywhere, in Mexico, in Netherlands, in US, in a lot of countries.
Even in my country, we had revolution.
Yeah.
We had an invasion from United States, and it was a really hard time for the war, not just for France.
Yeah, exactly. The whole world was like, it was a transition. And So I think the accumulation of all this crisis made like a crazy cocktail for him, because it's also in his temper, in his deep temper, to break things and to destroy everything around him, and to see what happens then.
He saw the movie, like he has seen the movie.
I don't know. If you see him, ask him.
If I see him, I'll ask him for sure.
And tell me what he thought about it.
How hard was for Garufel, for the actor, like to portray this like iconic character?
Look at this.
Oh, that's awesome.
Have you seen this?
An iguana.
Yes.
That's awesome.
I'm Parisian. I'm not used to see iguanas.
You are.
Okay,
awesome.
Sorry for this.
No, it's okay. I love it.
No, we were talking about iguanas. My fault. Sorry. So yeah, for Garel, well, it's funny because he's supposed to be the hero of the French New Wave in France. Yeah, because his father made his first. His father is a famous director, and he made his first movie in 1968. And when Jean-Luc Godard, who was in that crisis, saw that movie in May '68, he said, "Now I can quit cinema because Garel is making a movie." So for the Garel family, Jean-Luc Godard is really important. And so Louis Garrel, the actor who's in my movie, he really worships Godard. So he didn't want to be too ironic. And I knew he was able to make an impersonation of Godard, but he did a really great job. When the first time I called him, and I say to him, he was very flattered in a way to know that I was writing a character for him, with him in mind. But then when I say it's about Jean-Luc Godard, there was like a blank on the phone and said, oh,
are you serious?
Yeah, and he said to me, it's like if you ask to a very Catholic person to play Jesus, it's deep for me. And I say, okay, keep quiet, it's okay, just a movie, just a character. I read the script. If you like it, you make the movie. If you don't, it's okay. And he liked the script, and he was very reassured by the fact that it was a comedy. And I think if it was a serious movie, he wouldn't have done it.
What about his glasses? He's always breaking his glasses.
Yeah, which is true.
That's true. That means something in the movie. Like
yeah,
to me, that's the funniest part of all the movies.
Yeah, I think it's first it's a gag. Okay.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah,
it's here to make love, but also I think it's a metaphor because for a director who's looking for his future, he doesn't know how to represent things, what he's going to do, what he's going to make. To break his glasses, it's a way to say, I'm blind. I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know how to watch things. And in a way, it's a metaphor. But first, it's a gag.
I love it.
And it's true, actually, because in the book, I think he breaks maybe once or maybe twice his glasses. But when I met the author, and because it's based on a true story, and I told her I want to make a running gag with this, and she smiled and said he broke his glasses many times. And revolution can be very harsh for people who wear glasses.
My last question is I noticed in the movie that you use a lot of his visual language.
Yeah.
Like Steadicams, and this really frame that it says something.
Yeah.
You base your cinematography, I assume, in Godard's movies, just to create the people who knows his movies. You're gonna notice that.
Yeah, sure.
Do you use his language in
Yes,
these
of course.
movies?
I mean, the language that he used to use in the 60s.
Yeah.
Not now anymore, but actually I use these patterns, and I played with it, and I try to put them in a dramatic. With dramatic meanings, in a dramatic perspective. This is not what he was doing. He was just, it was like a act of freedom for him. Like, you don't cut a movie like this, I'm gonna cut a movie like this. You don't shoot like this, I'm going to shoot like this. You don't do tracking shot like this, I'm going to do tracking shot like this. So this, I use the patterns, but it's really not a Godardian movie in a way that he would never do a movie with like real characters and that you follow in a dramatic way. He would never do a period movie. He would never do something with so many extras. It's a very classical movie. I made a very classical movie.
Yeah.
He was not doing classical movie.
I like it. Like it's a movie that I think is gonna leave a mark in the. I don't think there's so many movies about like authors like Godard.
Yeah, no, I don't think so. There was a movie about Hitchcock, and
Yeah, but I didn't like any of them. There's
Yeah.
two movies with Anthony Hopkins and Toby. I forgot his name.
yeah.
But I didn't like it. I don't know. Like it's hard to portray these characters.
Yeah, you know what is very freeing about Jean-Luc Godard? He never wanted to be sympathetic.
Yeah.
No, yeah, for real. So you can make a complex character because you don't betray him, putting him in bad situation or being ironical with him.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't care to be sympathetic. So you don't have to make an apology to Jean-Luc Godard. It's not a
Exactly.
statue to Jean-Luc Godard. The movies can be very cruel with him. Sometimes I treat him as a clown. I mean, really, he's just funny, and I make fun of him. But in the same way, I try to show how heroic he was, because he was a free man, and with all his mistakes and all his destroying character. I mean, he was really destroying his environment, his relationship with his friends, with his lover, with everyone.
Yeah.
And